Hello, beautiful, vibrant souls. I am so grateful that this video has crossed your timeline today. Spirit has some messages for the collective. They just might resonate with you. But if you are looking for personal, in-depth, confidential guidance, please let me know. I'd be happy to do so on a sliding scale. I do a recorded reading in video just like this, and it includes a follow-up chat so we can answer any questions that may come up that you don't get to address while I'm in this sacred space concentrating on the initial part of the reading. But it works out pretty good. Just let me know if I can help. Ooh. Okay, we've got 4 cards here. This is what came up today. This is what we're going to address. Two of Wands came up again. Handling business on the home front, taking care of things at home, things that are close to us, taking control of the situation. There is a need to stand your ground, boundaries, prioritize the things that are important to you. Kind of getting a vibe of people getting pulled around in different directions. Like there's a lot of things on your plate right now. There's only so much you can handle in one day, but at the same time, if you are always taking yourself off task to assist other people, especially those who are totally capable of doing it themselves, this tends to result in you getting so far behind that you get overwhelmed and it just start drowning and the anxiety kicks in and then you're rushing things, and we don't want to do that. We want to take some time to focus and do things with intention. But this involves you saying, like, hey, I'm sorry. I wish I could help you right now. I need to take care of some things today. Today, I wanted to do some other things that involved getting out and taking my attention off the task and distracting myself. But I was like, if I do that, then I'm going to be rushing at the end of the weekend. And that's not going to feel good. I would rather pay my attention to the things that need to get done now and feel good about that later, and then be able to actually relax and enjoy myself when I don't have all that stuff weighing on my mind. This hangman comes up again, so indicating we have some decisions to make, and there's some hesitancy towards making that decision. And I think that's what we're supposed to be doing. I'm just getting that, like, you're not supposed to be in a rush. That's why you're focused on handling things on the home front. It's because this keeps you in that mode. This is going to reveal eventually the information, the clarity that we're looking for. So you don't have to feel like you have to rush to make this decision. In fact, it feels a lot better to just kind of go, I've got time. I'm going to make that decision when I make it. When it happens, it happens. That's cool. But right now, one thing at a time. One thing at a time. Don't overload yourself with rushing through things that are important. Like I said, attention to detail, focus on the home front, and make sure that you're standing your ground in things. Because um, if we let that start causing us to feel rushed or panicked, we're going to make a decision that later we're not happy with. So you don't need to make that decision right now. You just need to do what you need to do. Go ahead and stay in your mind if you want to. Go ahead and stay focused on you for a minute. Trust me, you'll have time. You'll have time to do the things that you want to do too. You'll get back out there when the energy is right. We also have this Four of Pentacles, this Four of Discs. This is about standing in our power. This is about focusing. We want to be careful that we don't allow that anxiety to run us into the ground, though, because that is where things get a little bit domineering. So a little bit of flexibility. I would say not flexibility as much as open-mindedness to the opportunities that come forward. You might not have been expecting what happens next. We have to kind of leave a little bit of a wiggle room. Now, you're finding, I want to say finding your way. You're finding your way through some problems. There's some really big, really comfort. I want to say there's a level of comfort. There's a level of ease that feels like it's coming forward for you. lightens the load tremendously, balances things back out for you so you don't feel burdened, you don't feel like it's over your head. There is a sense of balance and equilibrium here. We do have to kind of maintain control of the situation. You might have to, I'm getting budgeting, a little bit of budgeting, not to the point of like completely neglecting your comfort level, but at the same time, if there's some things that you can legitimately sacrifice right now for a sense of greater financial stability or greater, just in general, everything working out better down the road. Not even necessarily talking about like, I'm just saying reserving our energy and managing our energy really well right now. Because what we have available to us is something that is in limited supply. We are not just robots. We cannot just keep going, 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 and then never taking a moment to rest and recuperate. We have to, you know, plan your life out a little bit. It doesn't have to be like some people who are very like spontaneous kind of hate when I do that whole you have to plan your life out a little bit. You don't have to plan every moment of every day, but you do have to have a little bit of an itinerary of what's going on. Otherwise, you're just wandering aimlessly and you don't have any goals or anything going forward for you. Like, what are you even doing? Just hanging out, existing all the time, just wondering what happens next. And then when things hit you, you're like, oh, where'd that come from? That wasn't what I wanted. Well, no, because you weren't you weren't paying attention to what's happening with you and you weren't directing the energy in any particular way. So sometimes you are going to be just hitting in the crosshairs of other situations that happen. We want to stay, I'm getting ground yourself and protective shields. Grounding and protective shields. If you need some help with that, if you need some guidance to that, let me know. I'll be happy to send you some information and some instructions on how to walk yourself through that. And our Queen of Cups, just solidifying this message of maintaining balance. Our emotional state is not fragile per se, but it can be influenced by the things that are happening. We want to remain caring and compassionate and loving our life and feeling really good about things. If she feels overwhelmed, she becomes kind of messy. You don't need to be messy. Don't be messy. Keep it together. Stay on top of things. Take your time. Pay attention to details. You've got this. This is just a phase. It's not forever. Hope this helps. All right, I've got these two that came up together. We've got the Porcupine Spirit, which is time for beginner mind and gratitude. I am thankful for the life and the opportunities that it presents. Brand new stuff coming in for you. Brand new. You have been waiting. You've been patient. You've been doing the things. You've been focused. You've been balanced. You've been just waiting and waiting. And the thing is you almost had to give up. You walked away from it and you were just like, whatever, I just got to get by. When things happen, they happen. Divine timing, right? It's time. These situations are unfolding in front of you. There is a mindset here of this is not exactly something that you've experienced before. There's something fresh here. Get excited about it. We get a chance to reinvent ourselves so many times. Like if you really want to change your life, you just have to decide that you're going to look at things differently. I'm getting childlike wonder, curiosity, excitement, new experiences that give you insight, inspiration, ideas. I'm kind of seeing somebody's going to get inspired by or related to their idea, their next endeavor, their next job has to do with helping children or benefiting people who take care of children in a new and innovative way, something that's not quite been done that way before. You didn't really know if you'd be good at this, but all of a sudden here it is in front of you, and there's a sense of just like, I love this. This is so perfect for me. This is really good for me. This is what I was looking for. For some of you, this is going to be more of an exciting time to dig back to some idea that you had when you were younger, only you have the opportunity, the experience, and the know-how, and now you're being presented with the resources and the pathway in order to actually do something with that idea. So this has a lot to do with this isn't the same old kind of grind that you were, getting bored and sick and tired and stagnant of. This is something fresh and wonderful, and it's better than you expected. There's definitely a lot of energy behind this in the sense of you're really feeling grateful that it was like, and it's perfect timing. It's brand new in a way that you didn't expect it. It's hitting you out of nowhere. And it's like, ah, this is perfect. This is awesome. I'm so excited. You get to you're kind of like getting into a new mode. And yeah, there's something fresh and different about this for you. It is a reason for you to really shine. There's something here that you get to really use what you're good at. Your creativity. There's a lot of like innovation and creativity here. You're inspired by and inspiring others. Like there's some sense of fulfillment here that's just really overwhelmingly positive. So I'm really excited for you because if this video crossed your timeline, this is about something that you've got coming forward or something that you're just embarking upon. You got a good feeling about it, but this is just confirmation and validation that this is exactly what you were waiting for and better. This is the time to take that moment and go, life is good, life is great. And when I keep this mindset and when I stay focused, when I allow myself to be surprised with the universe, when I allow myself to follow my instincts, when I allow myself to believe in good things, to believe in miracles, to believe that I'm deserving, it happens for me. And yeah, there's ups and downs. We're all going to go through them, but I'm getting for you, like, this is not necessarily the first time it's really hit you how this works. Maybe you had some smaller wins before, but this is the first big one. This is the first, like, whoa, wow, okay, this is exactly, like, I got into exactly what I was waiting for, and this feels amazing. So really excited for this energy. This is very like spring, jumping into a new season, a new cycle energy, and super happy for you. I'm super grateful that you get this opportunity because it's perfect for you. You were meant for this. This forgiveness card has come up a few times recently, but this weight of the world, boundaries, let it go. It's not yours to carry. No. The situations that come into our lives are lessons, not lifetimes. Sometimes we do need to see how things go, and sometimes we need to realize that that wasn't our lesson. Something happened. I feel like you got sucked in a little bit. Maybe they wanted you to feel bad for them. You kind of got drawn into this the world is against me person. It's not that I don't want to say they're necessarily victim mindset, but there's a little bit of a I'm just on a string of bad luck. They weren't. They were making decisions, and you now recognize that that's what was happening with them, that they were making these kinds of decisions that were leading to this. Um, you can't do nothing to help people. You can't fix it for them. I say it all the time. You can lead them to water, but you can't force them to drink. It doesn't matter if you can be the best communicator, you can be the most, empathetic person, you can be a great teacher, you can be a great example. Until people are ready to make changes in their life and claim and own the situations that they get led to and they allow in their lives, they are not going to stop it from happening. This was a reminder for you that you love to help people. Sometimes to your detriment, where you almost give too much. You really want to make them happy. I'm getting people pleasing because you just love to help people, and you do this because you are trying so hard to be the person that you needed. There was a period where you needed this person, and you've become that person. And you are such a beautiful soul. And you're so open, and you're so loving, and you're so compassionate, and you're like, "Oh, I can fix this." And you're like, "Man, I wish I," it's not that you consciously think, "I wish I'd had that person." But part of you at this point is like, if I'd have had that person like me in their life, I would not have ended up in the situations I ended up in. That's the difference between you and them, though. So this has just kind of been a reminder that you're giving too much without paying attention to your own boundaries. There's a point that you can give, and then you have to say, "Hey, I love you and I care about you, but enough is enough. I'm not going to allow you to continue. I'm not going to allow you to drag me into this. I'm not going to allow you to treat me that way. You're not going to take me for granted." Getting a lot of taking you for granted, asking too much of you, um, kind of leaving situations and being like, "Well, if you would have done this, or if you would just help me out of this predicament, I would be fine." But you know that it's not the first time, and it's definitely not going to be the last, because they haven't changed the pattern of their behavior at all. They haven't done it. And you know this, and it hurts a little bit. Like, I don't want to say it hurts, it stings a little bit, because it's kind of like, oh, a little bit of a, oh, slap in the face. Like, really? Love you, but we have to put our own boundaries first. Oxygen mask on before you help anybody else. So if you find yourself gasping for air, you gotta say, "Hold on, baby, you got two working hands too. Go ahead and put your oxygen mask on. I'm gonna take care of me. I need to breathe deep." What are you sitting there waiting for? Do it. Put it on. And they're looking at you like, "Oh, oh, you're not gonna put it on for me?" No, because there's no reason you don't do it for yourself. No, this is about saying no sometimes. Now, this makes you feel bad. You feel bad for them because you're like, "Oh, but I could help them," but you know they're gonna do it again. And then it makes you feel bad for you, like, "Oh, I was gonna say, why did I get stuck in this again?" I'm getting like, for some of you, this might be romantic, but I'm getting like friend circles, maybe family member, um, and it makes you feel like almost embarrassed. Baby, there's nothing to be embarrassed about for being a loving, kind, caring person. You are learning and growing as you're healing, and you are the person that you needed. That's exactly why you know those standards. But you also know that you were taking accountability for situations even when you didn't have that person, right? That's why you're where you're at now. So you have to let that go. You have to give yourself permission to learn and grow. That was a lesson for you. You're going to get really comfortable and confident with saying, "Brakes, halt, this is as far as I can go." Um, you want to practice, I want you to practice saying, "I can't do that for you. There is a limit to what I'm capable of. I would love to help you. However, um, I'm not in a position to do so. It actually doesn't feel good for me to help you in this way, because I feel like um, that is putting too much pressure or burden on our relationship." Oh, I'm getting tax season. Tax season. Lots of pressure from somebody to loan their that little bit of money you got to them, or help them out with something. "Well, you got your tax return. You can just help me get this car real quick." Baby, where's your tax return? Haven't you been saving? What have you been doing? Or maybe start off with something a little bit less expensive that you can afford. You gotta put something forward. You can't feel bad for them. You can't feel bad for them at all. They have to do this on their own. Um, and yes, they very well may go and do it to somebody else. But that is not your lesson to learn. You've learned your lesson. And now not only are you going to forgive them because they're on their path. They're maybe not as in the same place that you are. I don't even want to say they're not as far as you. They're not in the same place that you are. Some of us have been here more times than others. Some of us learn faster than others. Some of us learn different lessons than others. You're here learning how to love yourself first and still be a loving, kind, and generous person, but not let your boundaries be crossed. So you're going to forgive them for who they are. You don't need to hold any grudges. That's not going to help. But forgive yourself because this isn't something that you've done to them. You didn't cause this. So you don't have to feel bad about this, baby. Let this go. Thank you so much for joining me today. I am always so grateful that these videos cross your timeline. If you would like personal in-depth guidance, I would love to offer it for you. I do so in a recorded video just like this. There's a follow-up opportunity for us to answer any specific questions, and I do that on a sliding scale, so it always fits within your budget. But I'm grateful that you are here with me on this healing journey, and I hope that this has helped you today. Much love.